Are we live? Are we live? And let me know about the volume. Sound. How does it sound? Am we live yet? Should be. All right, week 5 starting up. Let me check on this volume here. Maybe. Maybe. All right. Volume. Volume. A little quiet. A little bit quiet. We can get louder. Let's try this. How's the volume now? Better? Why is it being so quiet today? Volume, 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 volume. I don't know if that helped. Did that help the volume? All right. I think we're ready. Let's pop out this chat. Let's see if we get any questions this morning. Otherwise, we'll be back. And let's see if there's any weather concerns coming up for the game. If that's been posted yet on Fantasy Football subreddit. We gotta vote for Buffalo. Jonathan Santiago need running back bad trade CeeDee Lamb for Kirk and James Cook. By the way, guys, let me know if it's too quiet. My mic seems to be being quiet to me, but maybe it's fine. Trade CeeDee Lamb for... Is that... Which Kirk is that? Christian Kirk or Kirk Cousins? And James Cook. Let me know which Kirk that is, Jonathan Santiago. Kells 22, what's up? Dalvin Cook or Tyjae Spears? How do I have them ranked? I'm assuming they might not be both up there. So, Tyjae Spears going up against Indianapolis, not terrible. Or Delvin Christian Kirk and James Cook for CeeDee Lamb. If you're that down bad for a running back, like, I don't hate that at all. A little bit of concern with Zay Jones coming back for Christian Kirk. Just be aware of that. But he's done so well in the absence of Zay Jones that you have to think that they'll try to get him on the field more. I do have Dalvin Cook one spot ahead of Tyjae Spears simply because of the matchup and hoping that he falls into the end zone. So I would go Dalvin Cook for your ceiling, Tyjae Spears for your floor. There's a chance with Dalvin Cook that he could become totally behind Michael Carter at any point if he's not already on the depth chart. So yeah, Dalvin Cook's your ceiling shot, but if you're in a good matchup, you feel comfortable about the win this week, Tyjae Spears, I think, is your safer play. Gives you a little bit of a floor. But I don't particularly think it's a week that like favors Tyjae Spears going up against Indy. I don't know. So yeah, Jonathan Santiago once again. I don't hate the trade. I would be okay with that. But you are giving up the best player. Kel's 22 is second question. Kirk or Nico Collins? Christian Kirk or Nico Collins? How do I have him ranked? I think Nico Collins, right? With Zay Jones coming back, I have questions about how that wide receiver room will work out. So yeah, I would go Nico Collins in that situation, straight up. Christian Kirk's not a bad play by any means. Where do I have him ranked? He's somewhere on there. There he is. Nathan H. coming in with a question. Hi, which one do I sit this week between James Cook, Breece Hall, and Joe Mixon? Standard league scoring. Okay. James Cook plays at 9:30. Yeah. Standard scoring. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Breece Hall and Joe Mixon. I don't love that, but let me double check who they're playing against. Make sure I'm not thinking anything incorrectly. Yeah, going up against Arizona, you'd expect even with that banged up offense, they should be able to find some way to move the ball this week. James Cook, I don't love the touchdown upside for him. So for standard purposes, and I love the Breece Hall matchup, and he's going to be unleashed, whatever that ends up being, but 12 carries against the Denver defense, we've seen what that can lead to, so a pretty good day. There's no way I'm sitting Breece Hall, and I would go Mixon over James Cook in standard formats there. Adam Lovett coming in hot with Jared Goff or James Conner, flex PPR. A lot of Lions are out. They are, that's true. But you do gotta love quarterbacks in general over other positions. Doesn't take a huge day for a quarterback to get 12, 15 points, whereas that for the most part requires a touchdown. It's full PPR. Detroit. Carolina, they're probably going to run a lot. If you don't feel comfortable with Goff, I'm cool with playing James Conner over him this week. But of course, Jared Goff's going to give you a safer floor. James Conner is going to be still going to be projected for less points. I would say it's okay to do. I don't know that it's advisable to play James Conner over Jared Goff, but I totally get it, and I'm kind of on board with it. If that makes sense. Does that make sense, Adam? Let me know. Q McBride, what's going on, man? Need one for flex. What's going on, Q? Thanks for stopping on through. Warren for Steelers, Thomas or Drake London? Thomas. This is why I always say, like, full names help, because my brain immediately shuts down when I'm trying to think. Michael Thomas, right? Jaylen Warren, Michael Thomas, Drake London. I'm the most... Okay, Drake London's... versus Jaylen Warren. It's a toughie. Just looking at... That's a real tough one. Let me look. I would go Matt Stafford, by the way, personally. I think he's going to have a big day with everybody coming back. And in that matchup, I think everything's in favor for a real big day. So I would go Matt Stafford, personally. Where are you? I got to look at this one closer, Q. I mean, you know, Stevenson's... Are you choosing between them? Because if it's Aaron Jones, I would go Aaron Jones over Ramondre. If that's the question. Icy Guy T. I'm looking into it. Adam Lovett. So we got Michael Thomas. I want to say it's Michael Thomas. I'm concerned about Derek Carr and that shoulder injury holding him back, but he does have another week to heal. It's said that he feels better than last week, so that could be enough for Michael Thomas to outscore those two. Let's see. Drake London versus Mike Thomas. I've got Drake London with a lower floor, a lower ceiling than Michael Thomas. Very close on the ceiling. Or Jalen Warren. So we got between like 8 to 9 points. Let's go 6 to 9 points would be the expected ranges for your receivers versus Jalen Warren. Not in a great matchup, but it could be for the receiving. He's about the same. I think I'm going to go Michael Thomas, and that's really, really tough, Q McBride, though. I can't give you a definitive answer on that. If you have a gut feeling on anyone, I would just go with the gut feeling. Drake London going up against Houston, there's some upside there. You know, Warren, I think if either of the running backs are going to find success against Baltimore, it's probably him. And Michael Thomas, I'm concerned about the quarterback. Otherwise, he'd be the clear-cut guy for me out of that group. So, once again, Ice-T. Yeah, Q. It's you're between a rock and a hard place, and one of them will probably have a decent day. Hopefully, you don't choose one of them and one of the other ones blows up, but I don't think any of them are going to have huge days, so I just go with my gut. Johnson Stevenson, iced guy, iced tea guy. I don't know. Once again, if I'm wrong on who that is between those two, but otherwise Aaron Jones over Stevenson is what I would do. Alex Payne, Adams, or Raymond. Is that Khalif Raymond or Devontae Adams? I'm in a tough matchup in a deep league, and I am scared that Adams doesn't suit up. Right. Is there... Who would be... Like, is Jaden Reed's not on the waiver wire, I assume. Deep league. Hunter Renfrow would be a guy you could turn to, or you could play Khalif Raymond. I assume it's Khalif. Once again, if I'm wrong on that, let me know. Versus Carolina. I mean, personally, I think that Adams is gonna go, and I would bet on that. And if I had to, switch to like Hunter Renfrow, you gotta have some sort of backup plan. And are you willing to drop like Khalif Raymond for Hunter Renfrow then for a backup plan? That would be the only difference there. Okay. I would take the slight gamble. Khalif Raymond probably would start him over Hunter Renfrow, yes. But, you know, Hunter's started to get used a little bit over the last couple weeks, so maybe things could get better for him. John Andrade. Sorry if I screwed that up. Romeo Doubs or Christian Watson this week? I think I have Romeo... Don't I have Romeo over Watson? Question mark? I do. I'm still going Romeo. Romeo for your floor. Christian Watson for your ceiling, so a little bit depends on the matchup there. But I like Romeo. Once again, if I'm too quiet, let me know. I can try to pump up the volume here a little bit. My mic seemed to be a little bit quiet to me this morning. So, yeah, John, I would recommend Romeo. If you're looking for a ceiling, though, Christian Watson's amazing. One of my favorite wide receivers in the league. MGJM HK. I hope that's how I pronounce it. I don't know. Half PPR. Start one flex. Downs, Jameson Williams, Gus, Algier, Tony. I'm going to go Gus Edwards on that. If you're in full PPR, I think I'm still probably going Gus Edwards on that. Gonna go Gus Edwards barely. I have a good feeling about Tyler Algier, but I don't want to bank on that quite as much as I would just bet on Gus Edwards. And yeah, full PPR is not going to change my mind for the ceiling of Downs or the floor of Jameson Williams. But if you need a real ceiling shot, you could go Jamal Williams there and hope for the best, but he's going to be limited today. Alex Payne, it is. I have run to Renfro. John Andrade, would you play Puka or Cup over Ridley? Yes, I would play both over Ridley. I think that's how I also have it ranked over there. So, if you had to choose one or the other, I mean, you play Cup over Puka, but I'm playing both today because I'm against a weak opponent, and I like the floor of having both of them just in case, the connection with Cup is a little bit off today or something like that. Henry Vincent, thanks for being patient. Ayuk, Collins, Wilson, or Flowers start one. So Zay Flowers, I really like Wilson a lot this week. Nico Collins, I like a lot. Brandon Ayuk, I think I have ranked the highest. So I think I'm going to go with Brandon Ayuk on that. And with those four, there's a really high chance that I'm going to be wrong on which one I pick. It's just the reality of the situation when you give me four. You got four good names there. Flowers is in last place for me, really, out of that group. I love Wilson this week. A little bit concerned about Ayuk this week, but the body of work this season's been absolutely amazing, and it's hard to sit him unless you're doing something weird like I am with Puka and Cup being played. So that's the route I'll go. And Nico, you feel comfortable with, but a little bit concerned about Nico this week anyways, so I'm okay with that. Ayuk it is for me, Henry. Hope that helps, and hope that works out. There's a 25% chance, roughly, that I'll get that right. Jack Gorkowski, Matt Breida, or Ramondre Stevenson? I think I kept Ramondre ranked over Breida. I don't trust Breida personally, so I would go Ramondre. Either route, I'm not really expecting a whole lot. So I guess if you need a ceiling, go with Matt Breida. If you feel pretty comfortable about your chances to win, if you had some of those guys going on Thursday that blew up in your lineup, then I would just go with Ramondre and trust the floor there. John Andrade is standard league, so I need touchdown upside with Dobbs and Watson. Then I would still probably go Dobbs. Would I? He's really been the apple of Love's eye near the end zone. It's really tough, John. But who are we facing? Green Bay. Las Vegas. Las Vegas is not the best secondary. Let's go for the big play. Christian Watson. I'm going to go Christian Watson with that difference there. Jenna Ants, start Tua or Josh Allen? I would go with... I have to look at my rankings on that one. Where is Josh Allen? Okay. I couldn't find him at first. Yeah, I would go Josh Allen over Tua this week. Via my rankings. John, thank you. You're welcome very much. Good luck. I hope it works out. It is a dilemma. Iced. Wichita. Knuckles in it. Thank you very much for the question, Iced Guy. Wichita. I'm dense sometimes. Preston Fonseca, do I trade Garrett Wilson and James Cook away for Chris Olave? I don't think so. I already have James Cook, Swift, Jonathan Taylor, and James Conner, okay, at running back, and CeeDee Lamb as my other receivers. So do I would... I think I would try to aim higher. Running backs get injured. I like having a little bit of running back depth myself. So personally, I wouldn't quite do it. It feels like I'm basically trading Garrett Wilson for Chris Olave, where Garrett Wilson's maybe looking like he's got a bright side going. Chris Olave is the better there, but then James Cook for Chris Olave. It feels like I'm giving up a little bit too much there, Preston. So personally, I would not make the trade. But it's close enough that if you feel comfortable doing it, go right ahead. I only have Moss and Pierce on my bench. If you think that would change my answer or anything, Iced Guy, just go back and I was thinking about starting Pierce over Stevenson, but I'm hearing many do's and don'ts. I still have Stevenson ranked over Pierce, so yeah, my call would be Pierce, Stevenson, but you're in 50-50 shot territory there. Who to start at flex? Rudy Joyner, Jonathan Taylor, or Romeo Dobbs? Who to start? Who to start at flex? Are you in full PPR by any chance? Trevor Lawrence or CJ Stroud? Do I have Lawrence ahead of CJ? I do not. I would go CJ Stroud. Barely, but I would go CJ Stroud on that one. Buffalo's the only reason that I have any hesitancy is that CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence going up against Buffalo, they've been overseas for a week, whereas Buffalo's coming into this game just having traveled, so maybe that's going to give Jacksonville some sort of edge. Buffalo comes out flat, that type of thing. That's the only argument for Trevor Lawrence, but 80% of scenarios here, I'd go CJ Stroud this week over Lawrence, given what he's done this so far. Rudy, half PPR, Jonathan Taylor, Romeo Dobbs. I think I would just go with Dobbs this week. Let's say this. Romeo, no, they're playing Vegas. I feel comfortable with Romeo. I feel safe with Romeo Dobbs. Hopefully, worst case scenario, Jonathan Taylor only beats him out by like 2 or 3 points. If they both have just kind of like mediocre days. So I'll go with Romeo Dobbs there, Rudy. Iced guy, Nico or Cup? I'm going Cup on that. I think Cup's back, and he could be the wide receiver 1 for the rest of the season if everything works out like it has for other seasons. You're welcome, Rudy. Thank you very much, and thanks for saying thank you. Love the manners. Preston, do I trade James Conner and Zay Flowers away for Josh Jacobs? That I like a little bit better. I think. I like that better. I feel like Josh Jacobs should be better than James Conner rest of season, and I'm okay maybe technically losing that trade, but I'm not super high on Zay Flowers myself anyways. I'm sure he'll have some really, really good games, but you might not have him in your lineup anyways, because maybe he doesn't have a whole lot of good games. I'm cool with that one, Presto. Sorry, you might hate that nickname. I didn't mean to just give you a nickname here, Preston. I like that trade a little bit better. Is there anybody that I missed or anything I left hanging and needed to come back to? Moss and Pierce on the bench. You were thinking about playing Pierce over Stevenson. I don't love the Falcons matchup either there. Pierce is getting a better offensive line back. That should help things there, but I'm going to stick with my rankings on that one. Still, do I start JT this week? I'm comfortable starting him this week. But as you can see by my rankings, I'm a little bit hesitant as to just how much of a workload he'll end up having, and I don't like that matchup against Tennessee at all. So I'm comfortable starting him, but I'm not going out of my way to start him. That makes sense. So that's kind of where I have him ranked, right behind the guys who I really, really like a lot, ahead of guys who I think could have bad weeks. He's right smashed in between there. We got 6 minutes before kickoff for the morning games. By the way, if you have more questions or whatnot, I will be back in an hour prior to kickoff for the second set of games to answer more questions at that point in time. But that is it. We're all caught up on questions. I hope my advice works. Time to sit back and relax until the next question comes on through. That's probably really quiet. Nobody's complained about the volume yet. Wichita K's. Strikeout. I mean, you saying Wichita, Kansas? Because I know that. Just let me know where you're at. Wichita? It's like Zombieland, man. Rudy Joyna coming in with another question. Jordan Love or Anthony Richardson? I think I have Anthony Richardson ranked higher, yeah. So off the top of my head, I'm saying Anthony Richardson. Well, how do I have him ranked? Yeah, Anthony Richardson over Jordan Love. Do like Jordan Love quite a bit this week, but Anthony Richardson, and I'm a little bit concerned about Anthony Richardson. It brings him a little bit closer, but you gotta love what Anthony Richardson can do for you and the safety of that. And Jordan Love has probably overperformed up until this point in the season. Every week he gets more experience and it's a good matchup, so maybe that'll never end up mattering and he's just going to have a really good fantasy year all the way through. But yeah, I go Anthony Richardson this week. That's how I have it ranked. Disney Days, Moss, Zach Moss, or AJ Dillon. Half PPR. I have them back to back. I have AJ Dillon ahead of Zach Moss. It should be a good matchup for Las Vegas. AJ Dillon should have a chance to fall into the end zone. Zach Moss facing Tennessee, right? So I don't like that matchup at all. I'm just double checking. Did I get that right? I got AJ Dillon by a spot there in half PPR. My rank is their half PPR. Bench DJ Moore for Ridley this week. Hopefully that works out somehow. That sucks. That guy, Kevin, what's going on, man? What's up, that guy? How you doing? Full PPR, by the way. Did I miss? Oh, your question's right in between. Okay. First, Evan Harrison, Michael Wilson, or Matt Breida? Matt Breida floor, Michael Wilson ceiling is how I would do that. I think I would probably rather have Michael Wilson in, but yeah, the floor is lower for Mike Wilson just because he's who he is and a wide receiver. And Matt Breida is going to get a certain amount of guaranteed work. That guy, okay, so full PPR. Amon-Ra kind of scared me. Yeah, he's doubtful. Who should I start? Okay, Zay Jones is active. That's true. P. Ryan or Breida. I think I would just go with Zay Jones on that one. I think I would go with Zay Jones. Hope for the best. That's my answer, Kevin. I hope that helps. I hope that does not hurt. Cam Daddy. Who do you like? Just call him Daddy. I like you, Cam Daddy. At Flex, Madison, Jacoby Myers, or Rashee Rice. Well, I like Rashee Rice a lot this week, but I love Jacoby Myers. Half PPR, 10-man league. My rankings are in half PPR. I believe I have Jacoby Myers ranked the highest out of that. And not too excited about Madison this week. He could definitely fall into the end zone at some point in that matchup. But not too excited about efficiency or usage. Think they'll be passing a lot. Jacoby Myers, he's been quite great while he's been out there this season and healthy. He's got his quarterback back. And, Green Bay Packers defense not been the best. They're going to get a little bit healthier, a little bit of concern there. Rashee Rice, the viewpoint of him would be totally different if he got into those 2 more touchdowns that he was 1 yard away from this season. And I think this could be a breakout week for him, but I can't rank him above Jacoby Myers. So my official advice is Jacoby Myers. If you really, really want to get fancy and you want to believe in Green Bay Packers defense being healthier with getting cornerbacks potentially back, that's not even a guarantee right now. They're questionable. So they could also both be out. Then you could say, okay, I'll take Rashee Rice, but Jacoby Myers is it for me. John, would you drop Javonte Williams? I mean, no, I don't think so. Not this week. Not yet. Not before the games. See what happens this weekend at least. It's your boy, Tank Dell or Courtland Sutton. How do I have him ranked? I think Tank Dell. I'm worried about the Broncos this week. I don't like the Broncos this week. I think they're going to have a bad week. And I believe I have Tank Dell ranked higher. Yeah, no. How do I got that ranked there? Yeah, a little bit higher. I go Tank Dell there. It's ya boy, Akron Trading Company. Thank you for coming on through. With Saquon possibly still out and Kupp in, would you start Breida or Tutu? Breida floor, Tutu I would probably start over Breida. Personally, myself, that's a tough call. I get it. I just don't trust Breida a whole lot, but he's done decent. So Breida floor, 2-2 ceiling. Unsecure ceiling as well. All right, Kobe Watson. I'm still looking at the Breida 2-2 one. It's close. I'm going to go. Flip a coin. If you have a gut feeling, Akron, go with it. I'm going to stick with my Breida as your safer floor, 2-2 as your not very safe ceiling shot. I still think with the other guys on the field, 2-2 could definitely find a seam and get wide open for a deep ball once or twice in the game. Kobe Watson. With Gibbs doubtful, do I start Tyjae Spears, Perine, or Matt Breida? I think you'd start Matt Breida. Do I have him ranked the highest? I got around 25. Yeah. Yeah, I would just start Breida. I don't think Gibbs is going to be playing. He had, a hamstring injury pop up on a Friday. There's no chance, in my opinion. You have two Breidas. Do I have two Breidas? Oh, because I never removed this Breida. Thank you. Nice catch. Go with the higher Breida. Really do appreciate that, Kobe. Nice catch. Start James Cook or JT. I hope you started. I guess I would have said James Cook, but I'm comfortable with JT. So, either way, I think you're okay, King. Sorry. Hope that worked for you. Good morning, CC. What's up, baby? About to get out of here and then come back for I gotta eat some breakfast, take a shower, brush my teeth, and then just take in the morning news and get prepped for the other going live again. So I got to King VA a little bit late there. I hope that helps. I was too concerned fixing my Breidas. I'll learn my priorities here, Kobe. King. Are we good? Are we good for questions for now? I'll be back an hour prior to kickoff. Stick around for any last second questions here, but Buffalo questions should be in. People should start to watch that game. You know what? I'll just update this while we're here. And we can close the poll. This was just an absolute landslide in that poll this morning. We got Buffalo by 79%, Jacksonville 20%. Look at the 24 votes. This is the more popular time slot than the hour ahead of time. I'm going to go with Dill Nye, the New York Yankees guy. 23. Do I start Miles Sanders or Pickens half PPR? It's a conundrum. Let me look at my expected ranges on those. So Miles Sanders has a pretty good ceiling, like 14, 13 points, floor is 7 points. I'm thinking I'm gonna say Miles Sanders here, but I gotta just take a quick look at Pickens and my projections. Where you at, George? Georgie? I just watched, finally, the second It Chapter 2 last night. It's not very good. Everybody was right on that one. Alright. Yeah. So, I think they have a similar floor. And I like the ceiling a little bit better for Miles Sanders. Baltimore's secondary is actually going to potentially start to get a little bit healthier, finally. So, Dill Nye, I would go with Miles Sanders and cross my fingers a little bit. But that's what I would do. RL Stein need to drop 2 to take Kupp and Taylor. Okay. You got Tank Dell, Jordan Addison, Kenneth Gainwell, McLaughlin, Tyjae Spears. So I've kept Tyjae on my team over Gainwell just because, well, Tank Dell for me is the obvious choice. And then for me, it would probably be McLaughlin because I think he has the least chance of becoming the number one starter without any kind of interference with Kenneth Gainwell, Tyjae Spears. If the starter goes down, those guys are going to be the guy, I believe. McLaughlin still needs the starter to go down, I suppose, and then he could be the guy. But yeah. Worst team? Debatable between that and Tennessee. So it's Tank Dell for sure. We want to keep Addison. Like the long-term upside of him. And I mean, I recently kept Tyjae Spears on my roster over Gainwell. I'm not sure why, but I think I would keep both of them over McLaughlin. So that's my personal choice between those three would be to drop McLaughlin. I don't think you have to drop him. I think you could drop any one of the three, and it's just going to come down a little bit to fate if you choose the right one to drop or the wrong one to drop. I think DeAndre Swift, Derrick Henry have decent chances of getting injured this season. So does Javonte Williams, I suppose. But Samaje Perine is still going to be there. But I think McLaughlin would have the most to share with another backfield guy. Is part of the other reason there. That's all I got on that, RL. I hope that helps. And so I said Miles Sanders over Pickens. All right, I gotta get some food, watch the game, get prepared. I'll be back. You're welcome, RL. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I'll be back 1 hour prior to kickoff for the main slate of games. If anybody has any questions then and wants to come back, say hi. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out for now. Enjoy the games today. Now I got that awkward moment where I gotta find the end stream. All right, peace out.